Well, welcome back. There isn't much around the great state of Texas that doesn't have a connection to the Texas A&M University system, where plenty of fascinating programs are offered. Take a look.
Welcome to College Station, everybody. We are at Texas A&M University, which is a part of a system with 152,000 students across 11 universities. But today it's all about going one-on-one with the Chancellor. Season 3 of Around Texas with Chancellor John Sharp is underway. You guys, this is a TV show that you have to see if you have not already. So we are here on campus with the Chancellor himself to talk about it. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Well, I'm good now that I'm here in this beautiful space. I mean, this campus is so stunning. I want to talk about this TV show. What made you initially decide to do something like this?
Well, because there were a whole bunch of people that we would talk about things that were going on at A&M, and they would go, "Oh my God, I had no idea," including people at the state level and things like that. And so we started talking to folks about some of the things we do. For instance, we also have 8 state agencies. A&M is in charge of cleaning up after Hurricane Harvey. A&M is in charge of distributing COVID stuff all over the state. A&M puts out forest fires, puts out grass fires all over the state and stuff like that. And people didn't know about it, and we thought, hey, there's some interesting stories here, and we'll put it out. And so we did a little bit, and then it just started picking up, and there was a lot more demand for it.
I have so enjoyed watching these episodes, learning more about Texas. Talk about some of your favorite stories that have been told on the show.
Well, some of the stories, the one about Rebecca, who is the girl with that has been in the hospital for surgeries probably more than she's been out, unfortunately, still found time to create a fund to help other kids in the same boat that she's in. Her grandfather is a professor here at Texas A&M. The episode about Robert Earl King is interesting. We have episodes about sea turtles. We had episodes about firefighters. One of the unique things about the A&M system that even a lot of Aggies don't know about is it's not just 11 universities, but it is also 8 state agencies. The entire Texas Division of Emergency Management, which takes care of every single disaster that happens, whether it's a forest fire, whether it is rescuing someone from a hurricane or whatever, is all under the auspices of the Texas A&M system. And so there's tons of stories that come out of those individual things and how people perform their duties and how people react to what they do.
The show can be seen all throughout Texas. Talk about why somebody would find such intrigue in this show, even if they don't go to school here or we're not an alum, that sort of thing.
I think the reason that A&M becomes such a statewide presence is not just because of the 11 universities, including the flagship here, but all those 8 state agencies perform all these services. If you're in South Texas, there's Healthy South Texas that are trying to keep you from getting diabetes. If you have a forest fire in West Texas, those are Aggies that are in charge of putting that fire out. We even send people to California, to Florida. People just got back from the hurricane awareness. Whenever there is a hurricane that happens, our folks are the ones that, with the Texas A&M Division of Emergency Management, that clean the place up, are in charge of cleaning it up afterwards. So there's so many things that affect people's lives that they had no idea about that has to do with Texas A&M and Aggies leading the charge on it.
Well, Chancellor Sharp, the show is beautifully produced. You do a wonderful job as host, so thank you for all you do to put this together.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you being here, too.
It's our pleasure. So the next time you're heading over to Kyle Field or just want to immerse yourself in some more stories about Texas, you have to check out Around Texas with Chancellor John Sharp. The website for the show is sharparoundtexas.com.
And Around Texas will begin airing on Sundays on our sister station, KTPN.